Hello everybody, this is Archana Mohiti Bodke. Today we are going to study a poem from the textbook of Standard 12th English entitled Money, composed by William Davis. This poem shakes a popular belief that money brings happiness. Friends, one's wealth may gather many people around him, but they cannot be termed as friends in the true sense, as they are drawn merely by his riches. A true friend is the one who stands by you in weal and woe as well. The poet tells us here that those who remain your friends despite your poverty, being immaterial of your financial status, they are your true friends. Let us see what more the poet has to tell in this regard to us. But before that, let us see some information about the poet.
The poem Money has been composed by William H. Davis, who was born in 1871 and left for his heavenly abode in 1940. William Davis was a poet and a writer of distinction from Wales. He spent a significant part of his life as a hobo in the United Kingdom and United States. Since he led a rough life being a peddler and street singer, his literary works include the observations about life's hardships, the ways in which the human condition is reflected in nature, as well as his own camping adventures and various characters he met. His works also reflect his love for nature and the simplicity, directness, and realism. Some of his literary works include The Soul's Destroyer and Other Poems, New Poems, The Bird of Paradise, The Song of Life, The Autobiography of a Supertramp, The True Traveler, etc. Let us start the poem now. The poem describes a rich man who wishes to be poor in order to find real happiness. When he becomes poor, he realizes that he is blessed with true friends, though they are very few. The poet says, "When I had money, oh, I knew no joy till I went poor. For many a false man as a friend came knocking all day at my door." The poet tells us here that he knew no joy as long as he was rich. Attracted by his wealth, many people came knocking at his door offering their friendship. However, as he knew that they are drawn by his riches, he did not value their friendship as real. In fact, he got fed up of such pretenders who flocked to him all day long. Then felt I like a child that holds a trumpet that he must not blow. Because a man is dead, I dared not speak to let this false world know. In the next stanza, the poet says that he felt just like a small child who is not allowed to blow a trumpet due to someone's death, as it does not look seemly to do so in such a grim situation. The poet also, despite having a big fortune, was apprehensive to exhibit or use it due to the fear of money grubbers. Hence, he did not speak regarding that to the fake and selfish world around him. After that, he says, "Much have I thought of life and seen, how poor men's hearts are ever light, and how their wives do hum like bees about their work from morn till night." The poet says ahead that these experiences of the world have taught him a lot, and he too has thought a lot about such people. What he has perceived is that the hearts of poor people are free from all sorts of tensions, and their wives also buzz like bees around them, while they are working from morning to night. When he sees such light-hearted people, he thinks that the secret to happiness is poverty, and hence he wishes to be poor. Further, he says, "So when I hear these poor ones laugh and see the rich ones coldly frown, poor men think I need not go up so much as rich men should come down." The poet says here that he often has seen the poor people laughing wholeheartedly and the rich people coldly frown at the world. Poverty teaches a man to accept life as it comes, whereas the rich are busy scowling at the world. This difference between the two makes the poet think that the destitutes should never experience richness and the rich must understand through their own experience what poverty is. When I had money, money, oh, my many friends proved all untrue. But now I have no money, oh, my friends are real, though very few. In the last stanza, we find that the poet craved for being poor and did become one. He finds out that after losing his wealth, he lost many friends who were untrue. The adversity has shown the poet who his real friends are. He is very happy to have true friends, though they are very few. Thus, the poet here wants to unveil the eternal truth that there is no correlation between money and happiness. Money can neither buy contentment nor true friends. Revelation of this everlasting truth to the world is the theme of the poem and the aim of the poet behind writing this poem. This poem is composed of 5 quatrains. The rhyme scheme deployed here is ABCB in the first 4 stanzas and ABAB in the concluding one. The simple diction adds to the beauty of the poem. The poet has made use of the figures of speech as follows. Let us see alliteration first of all, the easiest one. For many a false man as a friend. Here the sounds of F and M are repeated pleasingly. Next example, came knocking all day at my door. The sound of the consonant D is repeated here. Because a man is dead, I dared. Here too the sound of D is repeated. And how their wives do hum like bees. Here the sound of H is repeated. So much as rich men should come down. Here the sound of M is repeated. My many friends proved all untrue. Here also the sound of M is repeated pleasingly. But now I have no money. In this example, the sound of N is repeated. My friends are real, though very few. Here the sound of F is repeated. And hence all these are the examples of alliteration. Let us turn to the figure of speech repetition now. When I had money, money, oh. Here the word money is repeated for greater poetic effect and hence this is repetition. Inversion. Then felt I like a child that holds. Here the proper word order is inverted. The correct prosaic word order should be then I felt like a child that holds. Next example, much have I thought of life and seen. Here the correct word order is I have thought much of life and seen. Then poor men think I need not go up. Here also the correct prosaic word order is inverted and the proper word order should be I think poor men need not go up. So in this way, since the word order, the proper prosaic word order is inverted in these examples, there lies the figure of speech inversion here. Let us see simile now. And how their wives do hum like bees. Here we find that there is a direct comparison between a poor man's wife and humming bees. Onomatopoeia and how their wives do hum like bees. Here the word hum indicates the sound and hence this is the example of onomatopoeia. Antithesis. About their work from morning till night. Here two opposite words morning and night are mentioned together. Next example. So when I hear these poor ones laugh and see the rich ones coldly frown. Here two contradictory ideas of the poor people being happy and the rich ones frowning are placed together and so this is the example of antithesis. For many a false man as a friend. Here two opposite ideas of being false and friend are expressed. Next example, my many friends proved all untrue. Here too, two opposite ideas of being friends and untrue are expressed and therefore all these are the examples of antithesis. So friends, the poet gives a very significant message through this poem that we must always remember that money is not the end but the means to achieve it. and we must learn to distinguish between the real and unreliable friends. The poet here gives a very valuable piece of advice to all of us. I hope, children, that you all have understood this poem. Thank you for watching